Shakespeare is all about acting. We forget that Shakespeare was an actor. The actual art of acting is central to the human experience. It's not some strange thing that weird people do on television. It's how we learn to live and how we live. And acting's got nothing to do with lying or pretending. Acting's got to do with telling the truth. As well as we can. None of us can tell the truth, but as well as we can. So, yeah, I think Shakespeare is very much about self-deception, and it's a theme I find very, very moving. And the terrible question for every human being, I think, is what am I deceiving myself about now? That's a really adult question.
Donc moi je dirais le départ c'est vraiment engagement de l'acteur, ses opinions, comment il voit le monde, c'est quoi le monde pour lui, la façon de penser. Et bien sûr cette compagnie pendant des années en faisant des choses justement d'e-book, Apollonia et tout ça, il fallait passer par l'histoire, il fallait les sortir de leur maison, parce que dans leur maison, il y avait des discours très différents. Et je vois au fur des années comment leurs opinions changent. Ça ne dérange pas, par exemple, une des actrices lire chaque jour un journal antisémite qui sort maintenant en Pologne. Donc tu vois, on est dans une tour Babel. Il y a cette histoire qu'on partage quand même, l'Est, le public de l'Est, le respect pour le théâtre, l'importance du théâtre, la parole. Et bien sûr, ce côté direct de ce discours qu'on mène avec notre public qui se fait encore humilier de nouveau. Donc, on sent ça dans la peau et on se retrouve... tu vois, ce communisme nous a quand même formés, nous a donné éducation, nous a rapprochés. Et on se ressemble beaucoup plus que l'Occident. Le public ukrainien, le public russe, le public roumain, le public biélorusse, le public lituanien. On a quand même un langage en commun et on se comprend très bien.
New York is not a city that sits down. It is not a city that lies down. New York is a standing city.
The radio sends out a jazz number across the lonely ocean of night.
Donc je fais les spectacles en anglais des fois et des fois en français. Ça, c'est la première fois que je faisais ça, donc je l'ai appris en français, on l'a joué en France, après ça, je l'ai réappris en anglais, on l'a joué aux États-Unis, on l'a joué une longue série de représentations à San Francisco il y a 1 an. Puis ça, c'était la première fois que je faisais ça, puis c'était vraiment 2 rythmes différents, 2 timings différents, puis il a fallu que je m'adapte aussi à ça, puis que j'écoute beaucoup, surtout quand on est arrivé aux États-Unis, que j'écoute beaucoup les gens dans la rue pour comprendre le timing, surtout le timing comique. Il y a des scènes qui sont assez drôles, donc je peux comprendre le timing comique, puis je trouve que le spectacle en anglais, il est plus... je trouve qu'il est plus punché, il est plus snappy, puis j'ai d'autres sortes de réactions que j'ai pas en français. Puis donc si on va le jouer en anglais, ça va être surtitré en roumain évidemment, fait que j'ai hâte de voir aussi, ça m'est déjà arrivé avec Ex Machina de jouer un autre spectacle qu'on a joué un peu partout à travers le monde qui était surtitré, donc c'est aussi ça une autre rythmique de comment ça change, comment ça répond avec le public. Il y a un petit délai parce qu'il faut qu'il regarde le surtitre, donc j'ai hâte de voir ça, comment ça va se passer.
And I am very grateful that you all know my name so well and my work so little.
But the cube is actually a character in the story itself. You know, there's 3 characters, but essentially there's 4. There's the Jean Cocteau character, there's the Robert character, there's the Miles Davis character, and then there's the cube as well, which it takes you on its own journey.
Miles Davis à la trompette, James Moody, ancien saxophone ténor de l'orchestre du fameux Gillespie, Pat Damon au piano.
Children and our sins lay on the king.
Hello, my name is Brett Brown. I'm from Sydney in Australia, and I live in London, and I'm an actor and an opera singer. 3 years ago, the director Philip Parr, whom I'd worked with in the past, approached me about creating a solo version of Henry V. And in the beginning, I was a bit apprehensive because it was a play I didn't know very well. And I suggested a whole host of other plays that I thought I could do as a solo show, plays that I was familiar with. But Philip kept coming back to the idea of Henry V. And after several months of discussions about the piece and about what we could do with it, we finally sat down together, and over the period of about 5 days, we started drafting the script that came to be this piece. So not just Henry V, but Henry IV, parts 1 and 2, and the start of Henry VI, part 1, have been combined to follow the journey of Hal, who becomes King Henry V. So throughout the show, I play Henry V, but we play with the chronology as well. So at times I'm Prince Hal, before he's coronated and made king, and at other times we look back on his life and give other characters a voice to reflect on Henry and his role as the king, and also as Henry as a person, as a mortal man, and not a vainglorious ruler. So this is infused through the piece, and it's a great challenge for me that I enjoy very much, to be able to bring all those different elements of his character and his person to the space and to the stage within the time of an hour.
Divine and rare and precious celestial.
We're here in Craiova making a production in collaboration with the city and with the people of Craiova, a production for the Shakespeare Festival of A Midsummer Night's Dream. The nature of a community play production is that it's open to everybody. So we start by thinking about two things, the people and the place. And we invite anybody from the community who wants to participate to become part of the company. And we make the piece to fit them. So that means with Shakespeare, we're looking to see how we can expand the play, how we can find extra roles, how we can create a way of telling the story of a particular play that relates to the people that we have in it. So we have to build our ideas once we meet the people who are going to perform. Suddenly they're in the audience. Yeah. There's no effort to be in the audience. I like it. You know, today when we played, we walked past the church and we're talking about going into Athens for 3 weddings, and there's a real wedding preparing to go into church. And that juxtaposition that happens, that you can't plan, you can't rehearse it, because the one thing that we can't rehearse is our audience. And they make up the largest number of participants because they're going to be part of the show. We're going to ask them to do a few things. Where they go, how they balance the scene means the actors have to rebalance all the time and think about how they're engaging with those people. And as you say, people leaning out the window, looking out, just enjoying the spectacle of theatre right on their doorstep. That for me is really exciting. The heads out the windows. We like to think very often we'll finish with at least one dog in the audience because somebody's out walking the dog and they think, well, it's much more interesting to watch theatre and walk the dog than to walk the dog. And that's one of the measures of success.